Everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Will a Wonderful World. So, we're taking some interesting events. What is with the E? I'm not sure, but let's...
幸运女神你在哪里
Key of Fortune. Just you? Key of Fortune. Huh. Alright. I reached out for my Sir Spotty Body pillow, but it wasn't there. Alright, there we go. I shook my dizzy head and sat up on my bed, trying to remember what happened last night. I had been chased by a strange masked person on my way to the supermarket. The man seemed determined to kill me. I finally got away thanks to the landslide just off the road. I was completely exhausted when I came back and fell asleep as soon as my head touched the pillow. However, this is clearly not my own room. I sat up. The floating dust made me sneeze a few times. I turned around and saw that there was a clearly human-shaped mark on the old sofa bed. The rest of it was all covered with dust. Some of the furniture was covered with cloth and messily arranged in the corner. There were no windows in the room, only a locked gate. I appeared to be in a warehouse. Huh. The only source of light was a dim desk lamp on a wooden table that had one leg shorter than the other. There was also an hourglass and a used syringe on the uneven tabletop. A note was placed under the hourglass. You were pretty lucky yesterday, but you can still find the key to your fortune today. This time, the game is timed, so please be aware of your time limit. If it's game over for you, I'll be very sad. Smiley face. The note was signed with a smiley face. Smiley face? No, this was not just a smiley face. This was Pi? The infamous psycho killer Pi? 2 years ago, an extremely bizarre murder case had taken over the news for a while. A 30-something-year-old man died in the bathtub of his own house. To be more accurate, he didn't die there. His body was placed there. All 24 pieces of it, each of them meticulously sliced. The blood had been drained, and the entire bathroom was totally spotless, as if it had just been cleaned by a specially trained crew. The only clue left at the scene was a smiley face drawn with a marker on one piece of his body. Even more bizarre, the man was a divorced father who had been living with his 10-year-old son. After his death, the son told the police that he had been abused by his father multiple times. In fact, he claimed that he remembered the exact number of times that it had happened. 24 times. Was it just a coincidence? Was this smiley face killer some kind of vengeful angel of justice? The media started to spin the story, adding their own imagination and speculation. For a while, all kinds of articles about justice and evil were all over, both legitimate and gossip newspapers alike. As the police were completely at a loss with the case, a similarly strange yet wildly different case happened. A drug-addicted pub singer who was known for frequently abusing his girlfriend and causing multiple miscarriages was found dead in the backstage of the bar where he usually performed. The crime scene was very clean and showed no signs of a struggle. They were only able to identify traces of blood on the floor after using luminol. His vocal cords had been ripped away from his body. Meanwhile, a cassette tape was found beside the body. The tape was a recording of the singer's own voice, but completely off-key. A smiley face was drawn upon the tape. Afterwards, the police referred to the suspect with the codename Pi because the smiley face looked like it was the symbol for pi if it was rotated. They tried to prevent all information regarding Pi from leaking, yet somehow the media kept finding more and more juicy stories. They soon summarized several characteristics that were shared among Pi's victims. 1. Sadistic. 2. Male. 3. Some kind of abnormal perversion. For instance, a middle-aged man who was extremely into S&M that started targeting neighborhood children. A man who always cheated on his partners and then beat them up when he ended the relationships. The elementary school principal who was a pedophile and molested his own students. Molested the students? It was as if a bomb had just gone off in my brain. It must be because of that goddamned gossip article. He was after me for the wrong reason. However, I had no other choice but to find him so that I could explain myself. I read the note again. I rolled up my sleeves to examine my arms. And I found it. There was a tiny bluish needle mark on my left arm. Crap, there wasn't much time left. The warehouse gate had been secured by the ancient-looking lock. The lock was covered with carved markings and seemed quite heavy and sturdy. There was a keyhole in the center of it. It seemed to be a challenge. To make things worse, it wasn't that I couldn't find a key. A chest had been placed right next to the gate. It was filled with keys, lots of them in all kinds of shapes. God damn it. I flipped the chest to the ground desperately. All of the keys poured onto the ground in a chaotic flood of metal. There must be thousands of them. About half of the sand was still at the top of the hourglass. I probably only had approximately 1 hour left. Even if I could try one key every 3 seconds, I would have only gone through less than half of these keys. However, I have no time left to waste, and I had to start trying them one by one even though I had no idea what to do next. 50 minutes had passed. I inserted another key into the keyhole, yet the goddess of fortune had never favored me ever since I was a little kid. The final grains of sand dropped into the small dune of the bottom half of the hourglass. Excruciating pain exploded in my chest, and I couldn't even hold the key in my hand anymore. I dropped the key onto the pile, and it made a clicking sound, and I collapsed onto the pile. It must have completely wasted my time watching all of those crime investigation thriller movies. All I could think of right now were the scenes where the victim died. I couldn't remember even a single scene where the heroes escaped because of their intelligence. It hurt so much that I curled into a ball on the ground. My mind was almost gone, and I felt warmth beneath my nose. I wiped my face with my hand. Blood. It was over. I was going to die in a godforsaken place that no one would ever know about because the psycho serial killer had got the wrong guy. Jimmy. Yeesh! Man, I feel bad for Jimmy. He ain't done nothing. Okay, I inserted another key. 15. Had never smiled on me. Let's try that. Nope. I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to do that. The user has been granted administrative privilege. After 15 minutes, I cracked the administrator password. The lock was actually an electronic lock that just looked like a mechanical one. It was connected wirelessly to a remote server named Lock of Luck through a nearby router. The server was the real key of luck. The program that controlled the lock had been set to unlock it when there had been 2,000 attempts with any key. However, no one in this fucking world could do it 2,000 times in an hour. That bastard almost had me fooled. I spent a little more time changing the 2,000 to 1 in the program and re-executed the program. Now all I had to do was try it one more time and I could finally get out. However, just when I was about to insert the key into the hole, an excruciating pain exploded in my chest. I couldn't even hold the key in my hand anymore. I dropped the key into the pile, it made a clinking sound, and I collapsed onto the pile. The final grains of sand, okay, oh, damn it, I was so close. Okay. Alright, so we just, boop. Really? This? There we go. Okay. It was still not the right key, but I noticed something strange this time. I held the lock closer to my face and tried another key, in and out. A dim red light flashed inside the keyhole. That must be a wireless sensor. This was not a regular mechanical lock. I took out my PDA and started scanning for nearby devices. Bluetooth, infrared, Wi-Fi, anything. Finally, I saw a server named Lock of Luck appear on my PDA's screen. but I needed 50 minutes to crack the administrator password. The final grains of sand had dropped into the hourglass, an excruciating pain flowed in my chest. The letters of the PDA were getting more and more blurry. I dropped the PDA onto the pile of keys and it made a clinking sound, and I collapsed onto the pile. I felt the warmth beneath my nose, wiped my face, and it was blood. Damn it, I found it too late. Okay. But we tried this and it didn't work. Oh! The lock opened with a crisp electric beep. Yes, thank God! I hadn't been fooled by how it looked. I wiped the sweat off my forehead with my sleeve and disconnected the wireless connection between my PDA and the lock. 50 minutes ago, I'd had a sudden epiphany after trying a few keys without success. I took out my PDA and tried to scan for nearby devices. That was how I found my chance to survive. The lock was actually an electric lock that looked like a mechanical one. It was connected wirelessly to a remote server named Lock of Luck through nearby router. The server was the real key of luck. To have laid out such a trap, it could only mean one thing. Pi had secretly investigated me and knew that I was a hacker. That bastard almost had me fooled. It took me 50 minutes to crack the administrator password for the server. Then I was able to find the program that controlled the lock. The setting on the program indicated that the lock would only be opened if there were 2,000 attempts. In other words, it didn't matter which key I tried, all I needed to do was try 2,000 times with any key. However, no one in this fucking world could do it 2,000 times in an hour, except a hacker. I pushed open the gate. The humid air and the clear night sky made me feel like I had never felt before. A paper bag was taped to the other side of the gate with a note reading Antidote I. In the bag, there was a syringe filled with some unknown liquid and a car key. Are you fucking kidding me? Antidote I? That bastard! The excruciating pain exploded in my chest, and I had no choice but to inject the first antidote into my arm. Oh, Antidote 1, not I. Got it. I had to keep going. I had to find him. I struggled to stand up, sweat all over my body, and pressed the button on the key fob. A beeping sound came from the car not too far away. The headlights blinked twice. Well, good. I'm glad he's alive. Yeesh. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.